The greatest secret in any power game is not strength, it's not charm, it's not intelligence, it's weakness. If you can spot someone's fear, you own them. If you can find what makes them insecure, you control the direction of every conversation, every choice, every move. Leaders use it, manipulators thrive on it. Even those closest to you may already be doing it. People leak their fears all the time, in their tone, in their body language, in the little stories they tell when no one's really listening. Those who can see it gain quite control. Those who ignore it become pawns. In this video, we go deep. We'll teach you how to read fears, how to recognize insecurities people try to hide, how to use that knowledge ethically or strategically to shift outcomes, win influence, and stay 10 steps ahead. We'll break down real scenes, real people, show you how the most powerful players in fiction and in life use weakness as their secret weapon. This isn't just a video, it's the first step into real power, the kind that moves silently and strikes without warning. So, let's begin. Why people's weaknesses are the real source of control. Power doesn't come from what people show, it comes from what they hide. Most people live every day trying to cover up their fears, insecurities, and doubts. They smile through anxiety, they joke to mask shame, they get angry when they are actually afraid. These are not random reactions, they are defense systems, and anyone who understands them gains quite control. A confident man in a meeting who overreacts when someone questions his idea isn't just defending the point, he's defending his image. Maybe deep down he fears not being respected. Once you know that, you don't need to argue facts, you just need to lean on his fear. Powerful people study these hidden cracks. They don't look for surface level mistakes, they look for emotional pressure points, the place where someone is desperate not to be exposed. Because the truth is this, what people fear, they obey. What they are ashamed of, they avoid. And what they defend too quickly, they secretly believe about themselves. This is why high-level strategists don't confront people head-on. They circle the wound, they speak in suggestions, they let the target walk into their own emotional trap. If you want control, you don't need to overpower someone, you just need to know what they are scared of. How to read deep insecurities in conversations and behavior. Most people will never say, I'm insecure about this, but their behavior will scream it. Here are 5 powerful signs. Overcompensation. Someone brags about their success, name drops, or constantly proves themselves. This usually hides deep self-doubt. Confident people don't need to remind others who they are. Example, a guy who constantly brings up how many people he manages may fear being irrelevant. Avoidance patterns. If someone always changes the subject when certain topics come up, it's a sign there's emotional pain there. Example, someone avoids talking about their family, likely because it brings up shame or loss. Body language shifts. Watch for micro reactions. A flinch, crossed arms, sudden silence. These show discomfort. Example, mentioning money makes them lean back and cross their arms. There is likely financial insecurity or shame. Tone of voice changes. If someone suddenly becomes defensive, louder, or more formal, it means the topic touches something sensitive. Example, you occasionally joke about relationships and their voice stiffens. There's likely a wound there. Repeated topics. If someone keeps bringing up the same success, grievance, or idea, it usually means they are insecure about it. They need to hear it confirmed over and over to feel secure. Once you learn to watch, not just what people say, but how they say it, you can read their internal landscape better than they can. Let's take some powerful real life and fictional examples. Frank Underwood. Frank never yelled, he whispered into people's fear. When he wanted a journalist to write a piece, he didn't demand. He reminded her of her fading relevance, that she wasn't being taken seriously. He triggered her insecurity about being seen as weak in the industry. He turned her need for validation into obedience. Tywin Lannister. Tywin controlled people not through brute force, but by showing their shame. With Tyrion, it was his height and status. With Cersei, it was her fear of being seen as just a woman. Tywin never had to shout, he simply hinted that they were not enough, and watched them break themselves trying to prove him wrong. Let's take a real world example. Steve Jobs. Jobs was known for reading people quickly and using emotional leverage. When he wanted someone to work long hours, he wouldn't offer money. He'd say, are you the kind of person who changes the world or not? He spoke directly to their insecurity about being average. That created loyalty and control. Tactical techniques to exploit those weaknesses. This is not about cruelty, it's about leverage. When you understand someone's fear, you can guide them, influence them, or protect yourself from being blindsided. Here's how. Gentle suggestion. If someone fears being left out, don't confront them. Say, I wonder if the team really sees your input the way you think they do. It plants a seed. They'll act on it, trying to prove otherwise. Strategic silence. When someone over-explains, trying to prove something, don't interrupt. Let the silence hang. It makes them uncomfortable, and they'll reveal more. People fill silence with truth. Reframing. Take their insecurity and frame it as a reason to act. Example, I know you've always hated being underestimated. This opportunity proves them wrong. Now, they associate your path with conquering their fear. Trigger testing. Mention a topic subtly. Watch their face, change in breathe, tone, or posture. You found a soft spot. Use it later when you need leverage. Remember, subtlety wins. Overt attacks build resistance. Quick influence creates obedience. How to defend yourself from people who use this on you. Just like you can study others, they can study you. Here's how to stay unreadable and protected. Be self-aware. Know your wounds. Know your patterns. The more you understand your own fears, the less someone else can use them. Control your reactions. Don't defend too quickly. Don't over-explain. When you feel triggered, pause, breathe. Respond calmly or not at all. Limit emotional exposure. In high-stakes environments, keep personal details minimal. Don't overshare. Don't explain your weaknesses under pressure. Flip the frame. If someone tries to trigger you, agree with them lightly. It disarms their tactic. Let's take an example. If someone says, "You are not as sharp as you used to be," respond with, "Maybe not, but I don't need to be when I'm 2 steps ahead." Strengthen your inner identity. Most insecurities come from needing validation. Build self-worth that doesn't depend on others. The more stable you are, the less control they have. So let's discuss some final psychological insight. Every room you walk into, people are scanning, looking for strength, looking for weakness. Some do it consciously, most do it unconsciously. But the one who wins long term, they know exactly what they're looking for. People are easy to predict when you understand what they fear. And if you can hold your frame while reading theirs, you don't just survive the game, you master it. And the ones who try to manipulate you, they stop playing once they realize you are the one holding the mirror. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.